and quantum leap emanates from a process that says that things, even though in the natural flow of events and based on certain conditions, can leap out of the normal trajectory and experience multiple significant steps ahead against the natural expectations. I'll read that again for those who are taking notes. The term quantum leap emanates from the process that says that things, even though in a natural flow of events and based on certain conditions, can leap out of the normal trajectory and experience multiple significant steps ahead against the natural consequences or expectations. So you find a Joseph in Egypt who normally from slavery to houseboy, from houseboy to prison, you would have expected the next would have been either he's executed or he's given pardon. When he's given pardon, he comes out and he begins to live a fairly normal life. But he makes a quantum leap and appears at the palace. What happened? It's not so. Somebody said there's nothing like luck. You want to call it favor. But something happened that made that favor possible. A couple of them, Daniel, who was taken from a conquered region. We like movies. I love movies. Understand? So when they conquer you then, they take you out. And they took Daniel out. And he got to a strange land. And for certain reasons, instead of continuing as a slave, he became an advisor to 3 or 5 kings, world rulers. How did it happen? So I made a little research and came out with a couple of things that I will share with you. Well, I still have a few minutes. So Pastor Biodu hit me below the belt that time when he said some people almost won something. I like Jose Mourinho too much, but he almost won something. But I want to share a story because I've followed him for a while. You know, when Ose was in FC Porto, he was going to play the Champions League final against an AS Monaco that was adjudged the best team in the world at that time. And from nowhere, I wasn't following him then, we just liked football. This man beat them 3-0. 1-0 could have been a fluke. 2-0 could have been maybe a mistake joined. 3-0 was a clear beating. And he came to Chelsea. Prior to that time, Chelsea had not won a trophy for 50 years. And the first season he came, he did it. And did another one to tell them it wasn't a fluke. Of course, he left Chelsea, went to Inter Milan, won a treble, even beating the almighty Barcelona. Pep was there, but sorry, I like Pep, for Pep fans. I know somebody in the audience that will want to cut my head because I mentioned Pep right now. All right? So, and he did it. He went to Real Madrid and with a bunch of excellent stars had his first El Clasico. So because they were saying Jose Mourinho packs the bus, he said, I'm not going to pack the bus. Since I have the best kind of players. He put them on the pitch. After 90 minutes, they lost 5 pondo. I knew why he doesn't make that mistake again. What you say does not matter anymore. You know why? He discovered by himself that this pattern that has brought me so far, I have taken Porto from a club not known to a Champions League winner. I have taken Chelsea from a club not known to several semi-finals in the Champions League, Premiership back-to-back, FA Cup, even brought glory and glamour to Carling Cup, right? So, what did he do? I read certain books and I found out that, look, some people will always tell you, when I was growing up, I knew I lacked certain qualifications that would make me a leader. But today, he's a leadership giant. Let's celebrate our leader, ladies and gentlemen. And he will tell you he has certain things that were not working for him, that he thought wouldn't work for him. But today he made a success. Why? Let me share just 4 things that I noted, because we're going to have multiple speakers that will be sharing a lot of things. And like Pastor Famujuro said, all of us will be taken from there and be sharing with us one after the other. So the first thing I wrote here, you're here in this conference and you're doing very well. Pastor already told us. You need to gain or do first and very primary important job for yourself. And that is gain clarity. Why are you at the halftime conference 2023? Why is your health the way your health is? Why is your circle the way your circle is? Where somebody said, in your circle, it was on Friday, if a 10 million issue arises, do you have anybody to call? Listen, it's in levels, it's in stages, don't worry. Do you have a circle of 500,000, 100,000? It's all in circles, don't worry. Praise God. But the idea, who are those in your circle? How did you get them to be in your circle in the first place? So you need to gain clarity about how you think, what you think about. Where are you? Where do you want to go? I said that we mix clarity with vision. So what's your vision? I said I didn't get born again early. You've been here. You've been born again 2-3 years. What's your vision for life? A young lady, what kind of life do you want to have? Growing up, I like ladies who drive clean cars. Married or not, I've always said it. It was a soft spot for me. So when I knew I was going to get married, I said, God help me. I want to fulfill this wish in the life of a woman. I'll be changing her car. I liked it. It's my own vanity, sorry. So can you find out, how do you want your life? Where is it going? You need to gain clarity. And you've got to do it. It's a hard job, but you've got to do it. And that's why, because for Jose Mourinho, he was facing an AS Monaco. He couldn't have played like Monaco. Very fanciful. They call Barcelona tiki-taka. If you try it, they will beat you now. You can't beat them at their game. You need to pack the bus and do counter-attacking. So you must gain clarity. Where you're going. Who is your opponent? How is life? How much money do you have today? We said the best time to have started investment would have been last year, 10 years ago, 20 years. But the next amazing time is now. So how much have you got? So that you can start today. What do you do? Where do you put it? 5K, 10K, 20K, 1 million, 10 million, 20 million. Where do you put it? How do I put it? Who do I put it with? Somebody said, who do you know that I should know? It doesn't mean I need to know everybody, but you are my friend. So who do you know that I should know? Who is helping you that can help me? You need to. No, nobody. I'll be Jesus for all of us. So you need to gain clarity for your life. It's very important. The second thing you need to do is to evaluate. When we mean to evaluate, it means you need to ask yourself hard questions. How did I get to where I am? There was a point in my life after I graduated from the university. Let me not talk about the university. After I graduated, and I stopped one day and asked myself, oh boy, where is your life going? Because there was no direction. I was just a waste. I knew I was. And some people are crying to go to school. Now I have gone and come out. And I'm still a waste. Who do you? So I began to evaluate. It was at the point of that evaluation that I just mentioned, God, please, if you are still there, you used to be, but I don't know if you're there anymore. Can you help this young man? And that was how it happened. I will share with you another time how I got born again, but not today.